Okay, to start Lab 3, we're going to start with the drawing up in the upper left-hand corner of the print. And we're going to start with 0, 0 being in this corner. Now that's going to maybe pose a few problems, but nothing real drastic. Basically, we'll have to use y values that are negative instead of positive. But I think that'll probably be better for what we're doing with this drawing. So if 0, 0 is right here at the center of this circle, the first thing I want to do is create this rectangular shape down here. Now, I wouldn't have to do that, but I want to show you the rectangle command. And note that the rectangle command wants to know what two diagonal corners. So we're going to tell it this corner right here and this corner right here. And to do that, we'll note that if 0, 0 is right here, the x value for this corner is going to be 0, and the y value is actually going to be negative 0.375. So we'll go ahead and start the rectangle command. Now that command is right up here where we had the polygon from Lab 2. And if the rectangle is showing, all you have to do is click it. You do not have to click on the triangle to get that out there. So I'll click on the rectangle, and it's going to ask me, note here it says give me the first corner, and you can put chamfers on it, you can put fillets on it, you can change the thickness, the width, the elevation, but we just want to type in the first coordinate value, which we said was 0, minus 0.375. Okay, and I've lost my mouse here somehow. 0, minus 0.375. Enter. Now that's off the screen somewhere, so we're going to move this over. And I'm holding my middle mouse button down, that wheel, and moving it up and to the right. So there you can see there's my first corner. Now the next corner, according to the drawing, if I go relative to that corner, over 4 inches in the x and down 1.25 in the y, I should have my rectangle. So I'll go relative again, shift 2, 4, minus 1.25. And there's my first rectangle. Okay, now we'll hit the save button. Might as well. That's a good thing to do when you've got something you want to save. Now let's go ahead and put the fillets on there. It says according to the drawing we need 4 fillets at a radius of 0.25. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That command can go very fast if you work at it. We can go in and put the fillet in. Right now the radius is set at 0. If I click on the word radius, I can type in 0.25. Enter. And now it says pick the first object. So I'm going to pick this line and this line. Hit the space bar one time to repeat the command. This line, hit the space bar again to repeat the command. This line, hit the space bar, this line. No need to keep going back up here. If you just hit the space bar, which is enter, to repeat the command. And of course I'm going to save again. Well, now I want to put this top row of holes in. So, and the fillet or the arc that goes around here as well. So I'm going to go, I want to circle, and I want the center to be at 0.0. And I'll take the radius of 0.375. Now that's the larger of the two here. You can see that's this radius. And then you've got the holes, which is diameter, and that's that circle with the slash through it. That stands for diameter. That means I have to give the overall size of it. So I'll go circle, and I'll click on the word, I'm sorry, I can't do that yet. I want to snap to the center, and now I'll click on the word diameter, and I want that diameter to be 0.375. So I've got that. Okay, now then what I want to do to that is I want to make a copy of these all the way across. Now there's a command, there are two different ways you could do this. You could actually use the copy command, but I'm going to use a rectangular array. That's hiding right here. So we go right next to the offset, rectangular, and then we've got a path array, and then we've got polar arrays. So we'll do a rectangular array. and it asks me to pick the objects. Well, I'm going to pick both objects, enter, and it already has an array set up, but it's not quite right. Now the columns are how many sets do you want this way. So this is a column, this is a column, that's a column. Well, according to the drawing, we need 5 columns. So we'll go up here and type in 5. The spacing on those columns is 1 inch. 6 times 1 inch. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it should be more than 6, shouldn't it? It should be 8. So we'll go in there, but we only need to have it 1, 2, 3, 4. So we only want 4 columns. Let's see, excuse me, we want 5 columns, but we want 4 times of 1 inch. Notice that automatically updates the total. Okay, and we don't need 3 rows. See, we've got 3 rows there. And we only need 1 row. Now, you might think, okay, well, really I need 2 rows. But what I'm going to do with this is after I get all of this done with the lines and all, I'm going to mirror this. So I think that's probably your best bet. So that looks okay, so we'll just hit enter. Now the only thing is, it creates those all as one set there. So this is what I was talking about probably the other day in the lab, where we can now take these and do what's called explode, and that's right above the offset command. And we can take this and explode this back into individual segments. So they're all individual pieces now. So now what we want to do is draw a line, and I'm going to hold the shift key, right click from the quadrant of this circle to the quadrant, or actually I'm going to do that a little bit different. I'm going to draw that as a line, and I'm going to go from the quadrant over here to the quadrant over here. And I'm only doing that so that, one thing, you can see it. You can see that it's not hiding behind the X and Y coordinate system location. And I want to do it in reverse of what we've done just right there. So I'm going to do another rectangular array. I'm going to take this line, enter. Now I don't want to go that direction. I only need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The spacing will still be 1 inch. Okay, but what that's going to have to do is we're going to have to flip that. So let's see, on this, with the way we're using this one, let's try putting a negative value in. I don't think it's going to let me do it. There we go. Okay, -1 flips the direction, and then finally we want that to be just 1. Okay, and I'll hit enter. So there you can see it happen. Now let's go ahead, we'll undo that. So we'll do it again, rectangular coordinate, pick the object, enter. Comes up, it's going backwards, we still want 4, but we want that to be a -1 so that it goes to the left. We don't need 3, we only need 1. And we just hit enter, and we've got it. So we've got that all set up. Well, now what we're going to do after we hit save is we're going to go in there and trim relative to this set of lines, and notice that is one set of lines. We're going to trim out this, 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 and that. Now we might have been able to do that just a little bit easier. Let's go in there and hit trim again. So let's go here, grab that. Now note down here, if we hit edge, we're still at extend. So that's why this will work, because we're extending that line into infinity. So now what I might want to do, the easiest way to pick that maybe is to put a crossing window around all these, but you don't want to hit the smaller circles, and you don't want to hit the rectangle. But you can get them all at one time. Escape means we're done. Hit save. Okay, then finally we've got just a couple more things to do. We want to go in there and do the mirror command. And we'll pick all of these objects. Enter. Shift right click. We want the midpoint of this line. Shift right click. Midpoint of this line. Enter. Save. Draw a line from this endpoint here to this endpoint here. Spacebar. Spacebar repeats the command, or enter, whatever you want to say there. And we're done. So we hit save. And now the only other thing we need to do to this is move it out of our way. So we'll click this and grab everything with a window. And just grab a point, really doesn't matter. Hit the space bar one time and just get it out of your way. Hit escape. And then of course save. So that'll be the first video for this, and we'll create a couple more.